Afternoon, everybody. How are we all doing? Everybody good? Sorry, just clicking around. Afternoon, David. So let's have a look at where we are. Afternoon, Franco. So indices, we had a nice drop today. Hello, Terminal. Wake up. Afternoon, Adrian. You have a question posted on Telegram. Can I explain those two TP conditions? Yeah. So this one, close when in profit by money, is a monetary amount. So that's $25 if you've got a dollar account or pounds or whatever your account is. So that's £25. So basically whenever your position or basket of positions gets to £25, it will close them all. And this one is a ADR. So when you get to one ADR in profit, it will close your positions. Makes sense? So basically ADR on US dollar on the S&P is 112. So if you had positions short and it got to 112 pips in profit, it would close them all out. Or $25, whichever is first. All explained in the manual. Go and have a look at the manual. It explains in the manual everything, every setting, every input, fully explained. So it's all there if you need it. Afternoon, Diamond. Afternoon, Michael. On the M5 and ADR strategy, what ADR do you like to see if you are counter trend trading? Quarter to a half an ADR is really all I aim for. So Swiss yen. From an ADR perspective is 82. So I'll be looking for somewhere around about 20 to 40 pips in profit from a reversal. So somewhere around there to somewhere around there. But basically looking for where roughly price is likely to find some support. And sort of pick an area really. No exact science. It could come down in one massive candle and do that, in which case I wouldn't take it off. But typically a quarter to a half an ADR. So Swiss yen hit ADR today. Although my chart doesn't seem to agree. Wide spread on it, isn't there? So yeah, if you stick the spread on top of that oh no, it's 125, sorry. 100% ADR. It's 125. So yeah, 120, 100% ADR. We're up there at the moment on the Swiss yen, US dollar yen. Just hit as well. So let's have a quick look at these yens. Yeah, it's not the yen, is it? That's US dollar movement. That's got us up there. So yeah, so a couple of ADR hits today. Swiss yen and US dollar yen. So those are doing pretty good. There's nothing else much that's hitting ADR at the moment. US dollar yen, I wouldn't really want to be looking for shorts on that. US dollar is a long, so bit of a dicey one to take short. Swiss yen, we had a big strong push on the Swissy today. We haven't had any follow through on that yen strength that's expected at the moment. So Swiss yen, potentially that's still a nice short, very nicely extended on the 4 hour. We're above the 80 level now. It's come down off the top, off of 125. So nice entry, and it's had a retest, but it's not gone anywhere yet. So good looking short potentially there. That's worth a little short play. Potentially even with a stop on it. It's only 20 pips. It's got a long way to come down that. So potentially a good opportunity there. So there's your ADRs today. 4 hour, still lit up like a Christmas tree. A lot of stuff pushing pretty hard at the moment. I'll whiz through them all, but obviously you can see the main opportunities. So those guys would be my favoured, followed by anything that's there at the minute, basically. But yeah, lots of opportunities for mean reversion at the moment. There's been quite a few bits and pieces of news coming out this morning, mainly to do with rejecting the peace talks, basically. And the Ukrainians just saying, you know, we're not going to back down, basically, and give you our stuff. So it looks to me like it's going to be quite protracted. Retail sales for the CAD we also had this afternoon as well. Just refresh that, you can see. So all positive for the CAD. So if you look at the CAD pairs, obviously not really done a lot. It's news. Hey, we had a little spike. So yeah, nothing much happened on the CAD. So retail sales don't tend to do an awful lot for the Canadian dollar. They do for US and for the pound, but for the CAD don't tend to have a massive impact. So trucker strike in Spain has crippled construction. More good news for the euro. Everybody buy the euro quick. So yeah, no, not good. Euro Swiss, oh that must have hit TP today. Let's have a quick look. Nope. Wrong one. So I've got an hourly Aussie US short on, which is in profit at the moment. Euro Swiss. Oh, look at that. Just about to take profit on that one. Closed out yesterday as well. What did I close out yesterday? US dollar Swiss. Not sure if I looked at that yesterday or this morning. Yeah, I must have done. Yeah. So US dollar Swiss closed out yesterday. Euro Swiss is just about to close out. Oh, actually, no, it's not, because I let that run, didn't I? I decided to let this one run a little bit. Why is that showing daily? 15, there we go. So I'm letting this Euro Swiss run at the moment rather than banking it, just because I think this one's probably got a lot of downside potential. There's a couple of areas coming up that could potentially act as sort of support resistance zones. So somewhere in between there and there. So anywhere in here, we could potentially start to find support. That's obviously assuming that we're going to get some euro strength, which is unlikely. So if we get this this Swiss franc strength continuing, we can break down below that area. Who knows where that's going. So I'm letting that one run at the moment. I might regret that, but I'm going to let it go. CAD yen is the main thing that's in issues at the minute. I'm going to give that a little bit more time. I've only got 4 on it. If I get up to 5 and we continue to push, then I'm going to start to maybe scale out a little bit of that. But expecting some movement to come through on that yen at some point. But running away. All these running away, these yen pairs at the minute. So looking at the 4 hourlies, Aussie dollar, Euro Swiss, lovely. Aussie dollar Swiss, lovely bearish engulfing based on the Swiss franc movement. It's still looking like it's not particularly weak, this Aussie. The Aussie's crazy at the minute, Aussie and New Zealand. But very nicely extended. We are due a profit take move. Obviously, it's not just going to go suddenly and drop like that, but I mean it could do. We could have a couple of good moves on it, but I'd be more inclined to see some kind of gradual pullback on it. We got these levels we need to be aware of as well. So good looking opportunities for shorts there. Aussie dollar yen obviously off the scale at the minute. We are putting in an inside bar at the moment, so we're not managing to crack a new high after that bearish move. Still got time left on the candle, but if it doesn't break those highs, it's the first sign of slowing down, basically. So Aussie dollar yen, very nicely extended, ready for a drop on that one. Aussie US, Same thing, just started to roll over. A little bit of US dollar strength coming through, which is pumping this one down. So if you got onto that one, well done. Lovely M pattern, reversal alert and retest. And we've just broken the Asian lows. So look out below, US dollar strength, which should mean more weakness on the indices, hopefully this afternoon. CAD Swiss started to roll over this morning. Lovely liquidity run of the highs this morning, and then obviously big bear move. We still haven't got that reversal alert, so looking for a pullback down to this level here, and this massive gap, obviously, where potentially we're going to come back down and retest as well. CAD yen and Swiss yen, same as the yens, pushing hard, really nicely extended. Profit take move should be starting on those soon. Euro odds only just hit. Euro yen looking really, really good. Euro's going to start to weaken at some point soon, and the yen, obviously, as soon as we get some strength, that's going to come down a lot harder than the rest when it does. The pounds we looked at, wouldn't look too long these at the moment. They're very, very, very weak, the pounds, so I'll be looking for short opportunities on those really. Pound yen and pound New Zealand. So pound yen obviously is a good looking short up there. We haven't quite tapped into that high yet. Nearly. So if we get a little bit more movement up to there, potentially we could be looking at double top up there. But there's lots and lots and lots of reaction points up there, so it's difficult to tell whether or not that's going to stop there. I'll be less inclined to think it is actually, to be honest, but somewhere around here at some point we should start to see the move starting to kick in on all of these yens. Pound New Zealand embedded. We are putting up a bit of a fight down here at the moment with these pounds. So these lows basically on the pound odd and the pound New Zealand are holding up pretty well. So there is potential, I think, down here. There's the very low on for that candle there. There is potential down here for this to be a double bottom and this to be a nice opportunity for the not for the pound to strengthen really, but for the Aussie and the New Zealand to start to weaken a little bit, which will obviously give everything a little bit of a kick up. But market structure's kind of just about, isn't it? It's not very convincing as an uptrend at all. So we are in a massive, obviously, downtrend at the moment on these, but these guys look potentially a little bit interesting from a technical perspective, from a bounce point, but don't know. I'm loath at the moment to long the pound just based off the fact that it's been so weak out the back of the war. So going to give them a little bit of a watch. New Zealand dollar Swiss start to roll over, obviously on the Swiss franc strength. So nice looking downturn starting there. New Zealand dollar yen still going, obviously another yen pair. US dollar CAD rolling over nicely. We looked at this one this morning, didn't we, as a potential area to start getting interested in longs. It's just starting to roll over this morning. Anybody getting in these US dollars this morning? Again, beautiful W, and then a retest. Plenty of room to the upside still. Loads of room to the upside on the US dollar. It can obviously go as high as it wants to. And US dollar yen, flying. Obviously very weak yen still, and US dollar being very strong. So 4 hour, nicely extended. Not really letting up at all, the US dollar against the yen at the moment. So hourlies, still got a few there. Same stuff. If you look and flick between the two dashes, it's all pretty much the same thing. Euro odd is a little bit more extended than the rest. Euro odd in Euro New Zealand. Let's move over to the hourlies. These are obviously downside RSI extensions, whereas I'd be looking for shorts. This is where we should have been getting in a couple of days ago and taking the short opportunities. So wouldn't want to be taking those long. But yeah, plenty of opportunities out there. So don't have a choice. Have a long on GA if ever I want to get out of it. Yeah. So I mean, the saving grace on pound odd and pound New Zealand is this. This is where we should be looking to get in aggressively if you're going to do that. Basically, we've had a double bottom bounce. So this gap fill, basically, I think is still on the cards, definitely. So I'll be looking for, taking aggressive positions down here if you need to, if you want to dig yourself out of these. And look for getting your moving average, your average price somewhere into that region. But that's kind of the best thing you can do there. Nickel market open but frozen. Big drop expected because of China speculation route. I don't trade nickel. I haven't got nickel. Yeah, lots of metals at the moment getting ridiculously expensive. So I think it's talking about metals. Gold's not really moved today. Only downward, obviously, off the back of the US dollar strength. So nothing much to report on that front. So looking at the indices, we've got 10 minutes to the open. DAX, obviously, we had a big drop on the DAX. I'm trying a little position trade on this. Just scaling into a couple of shorts, basically. I am still putting a stop on them, but I'm just trying to build a little position short at the moment with small position sizing to try and get this gap fill. We had this big, strong push up. So I'm trying to play this short. I'm just going to adjust my stops on these, actually. My TPs, rather. So I thought I'd try and scale in a little bit. But I am still, obviously, having stops on them. But interested to see if I can just get a little bit of position sizing onto this for a play down to here. Because I think we're probably going to do this afternoon. Whether or not this is enough of a pullback, I'm not really sure on this one. So we will see. But all the indices had a nice little drop. Not so much on the US ones, but I mean they are bearish. We were trading these alongside the DAX this morning, obviously, and we had this nice drop down. A little bit of a pullback at the moment, as you can see, but they are still looking bearish. So big drops potentially on the cards. I'm also building a long-term position on the Dow. So this is based on a larger position, basically. I'm looking for a longer term short. Do you remember before Christmas, I was basically talking about how I trade the S&P. So I'm looking, it doesn't matter which one you take really, S&P, Dow, NASDAQ, whichever you want, but looking to play a longer term trade. We're up at an area here, like I said this morning, where I think we're likely to get the next leg starting down. So I still believe, rightly or wrongly, that we are in a bear market here. And this is just a pullback. It's just a very deep pullback on this bear market move. So I'm building a small position to see if I can hold a longer term position short on this. And as I did before, probably, I will get down, assuming it comes down there, and I'll suddenly bail out. Because I can't hold long positions. I'm useless at swing trading, which is why I don't do it. But that's kind of the plan, is to try and trade it to the south and just hold on for a few days to get a decent gain next week. So I'm starting to build a larger sort of a position short at the minute in it. But I've got a risk set on it. But I think long term, I think if we can get a bear day in today, that will kind of confirm the start of this move back down, and then we'll be off to the downside. The forecasters are saying, it is going to be a big drop potentially on this for lots and lots and lots of reasons. There's a lot of negative things converging at the moment. So potentially at the minute, I think shorts is what we need to be looking for on, and basically shorting every pop that we see to try and get market momentum to the downside at the minute. So yeah, so I'm building something up on the Dow at the minute, but we'll see. So this afternoon, I've banked so far today to 1.4%. So I'm kind of, Friday afternoons I don't really like because I always find I give stuff back on a Friday afternoon. So what I'm potentially looking to do is just see what the open is like this afternoon and see if we get a push down at the open. If we do, I'll just let these trades that I've got running in this position play out. If they stop out, I'm going to take a loss on those. And I think I'll probably just call it a week this week. But I think for today, what's the time? We've got 6 minutes. We want to be looking basically shorts on everything, really, on indices wise. So just having a quick look at oil as well. I haven't looked at oil today. Oil, bullish engulfing forming there on the hourly. Nice big run up yesterday. So we were looking for that bounce on oil. It's not really gone anywhere so far today. We've had a little bit of a drop on it, but we got that bounce where we were looking for the bounce. And yeah, starting to move up. Is anybody long on oil at the moment, or gold? Long term, or is everybody short term trading at the moment? Russian billionaires being blocked to move dollars and trade positions around. Yeah, that was announced. I think that was this morning, wasn't it, or was it yesterday? I saw that. Yeah, they're stopping. Basically, they're just putting a freeze on everything to do with Russia. Everybody is putting a freeze on everything to do with Russia, but it's getting more and more and more restrictive if you're Russian. So I'm just reading effective fund rate. Waller's talking at the moment. Obviously, there's lots of stuff coming out from Waller. I'm just reading it. There's nothing red there, but Biden and Z are talking at the moment. Or is it G? It's XI. I'm calling you Z. Right, so what's everybody's thoughts on this afternoon? Where are we going? What are we doing? What am I trading? I think I might. What do I trade this afternoon? NAS, I think. Oh, wrong one. No, wrong one. Get it together, Lee. Where's my... there we are. Okay. So, wow, look at the NAS. What's going on there? All the indices are just spiking up, the US indices. 3 minutes ahead of the open. What's that? Zelensky's just announced that he has no doubt that the European Union, that he will join the European Union as a full member. I'll be in the DJ this afternoon. DJing what? Dow Jones. I'd hold on for a minute. See, figure out what that is. That is first. It's a big spike ahead of the open, that is. I'm not sure what that was. That China moves to weaken yuan. No. Don't know. That's the only news we just had coming in. Zelensky just saying that he's going to join the European Union. Quite why that would affect the US stock market, I don't know. Dow is moving up as well. Dow's just made new highs as well. What's going on? Just going to let this play out. We've got the market's just opened. I don't know what that was. That was a minute ahead of the market open for some reason. 2 minutes ahead of the market open. Some idiot pressed the bell early or something. Not quite sure what that was. Just realised I'm on a different platform. That's a hell of an opening candle, isn't it? I can't see any news on that at all. What caused that? Well, we've pretty much retraced the entire candle. At the moment. Euro still in a death spiral. That's good. Long may that continue. Keep going down euro. Wow, this is not going to be fun to trade today, is it? Glass spread as well. Certainly something going on, isn't there? I'm assuming something potentially has happened in tech stocks because the Dow's coming down. Unless the Dow is way, way, way behind the S&P, or I really don't know what this is. It's a 50-point candle. Up and down. Franco, just in your Russians may call the man with the golden gun to resolve this war. What, Scaramanga? Wow, don't know what to make of that one. We'll give this candle another minute and let this one close out. The Dow's putting a bearish engulfing in at the minute. DAX is coming down. What is that up to? If this was an FX pair, I'd say that was a stop hunt. But we don't get stop hunts really in indices as much. It's very difficult to manipulate 100 stocks. Okay, that 5-minute candle's open. I kind of want to short this, but you're going to need a 50-point stop on that. No clue. I think it's confusing me. If this was the market open, I wouldn't have a problem, but that happened before market open. We had a 50-point move ahead of the market open. Then the market opened and retraced the entire thing, and now it's just off to the moon for some reason. Something's happened somewhere. The market knows about that has not been released on any news feeds. Are we missing Trump yet? It's probably Trump just tweeted, didn't he? That's probably what's just happened. We haven't had a Trump tweet for a while. Maybe Biden's tweeted. We're going up to try and do this gap fill. I'm tempted to take a short up here. Dow's coming down hard. I'm going to take a quick speculative short. This thing looks like it's going to take off in one direction or the other in a minute. But so I'm just staring at my other monitors, just trying to get a gauge on what's going on. Dow's coming down pretty hard compared to the rest. We're getting a lot of rejection. There's a lot of sellers stepping in at the minute. I'm not quite sure why. It's so volatile though. Foreign banks sweating, leaving Russia. This is crazy volatile today. Really good projection on the Dow. After that bearish move, we had that big, obviously, spike. Put a big bearish engulfing in. We completely rejected the highs, and it looks like it wants to push down lower. Not getting the same on the S&P and the NAS at the moment. The DAX has not really gone anywhere at the open. Very volatile still, but not no movement. What a weird open. So if you look at this volatility, this is 5 minutes before market open. All of this happened 5 minutes before the open. That's the opening candle here. So something. This is something's definitely happened, which is not market related, unless for some reason the market opened early by mistake. And the electronic trading opened early or something. I don't know. Weird. And if that is the case, it's certainly thrown the algorithms into a complete frenzy, isn't it? If that's what it is, though, I have no idea. I'm just going to sit back and watch for a minute. We keep this little short on, but I haven't gone anywhere yet. That did coincide exactly pretty much with that. But I mean, if anything, that would affect the DAX, not the US markets. And the fact that he's vowing to join the European Union in the future has got absolutely nothing to do with the current situation. Russia's just settled its Eurobond coupons in US dollars. Weird. Fed inflation reporting 4.3% by year end. Quite possible. Probably more. Just double topped on the NAS. See what it does when it gets up there. Really big spread today as well. Got a weak US dollar at the open. Slightly. Okay, new highs taken out on the NAS. Okay, there's the gap fill. Let's see if they were pushing that. S&P just made new highs, obviously, as well. Very weird open, very weird. Your man last night said something about contracts, Stu. Do you mean Boris? Boris. He's not my man. Yeah, there's... oh, you mean this morning? Yeah, sorry, you're in a different time zone. Yeah, there's lots of contracts expiring. Options expiring today. God, it's very whippy, isn't it? The Dow's not really interested in going higher at the moment. It's trading up, but very heavy. Just been taken out on that position. Very, very heavy. Very all over the place in a minute. Very hard. I don't know which way this is going. Obviously, it's going up at the moment, but might be pushing on yesterday's high. We didn't make that previous high on the S&P. Maybe we have got another update in us, but wow, that'd be 4 updays on the trot. S&P making new high. Wow. If you want to take this long, how do you get in? It's a hell of a push, isn't it? 125 point move. Dollar rising. Russia had to sell, give dollars to pay off debt or default. Yeah, we knew that was happening, that Russia was about to default. That would be the first time there had been a default by a country in something like 100 years. Just doesn't happen. Okay, we're getting a bit of weakness creeping in. Going short at the NAS again. We've got this gap fill done now. We've had 20 minutes straight up, basically. We're due at least a pullback on this. So I'm just playing a little pullback short. See if we can get ourselves back to the moving averages. Dow's coming down. Trying to as well. Other indices are topping out. So really strong there. Strong open. They could always ask North Korea to print dollars for them. Yeah, North Korea and Russia are now pariah states. They are their own countries. We're not going to be talking to them. Okay, coming off the highs. So S&P just made new high of the day. Which we're pulling off now. If we're going to get a green to red move from there, we've got a long way to drop, but I can't see this pushing up that much higher today. Surely, after 3 solid days of up movement, there's got to be some selling, and especially ahead of the weekend. We do see selling ahead of the weekend. People aren't wanting to hold at the moment, so I'm quite surprised we had that big strong push, but gangster states. We've got US home sales in 5 minutes. Not that that should really do an awful lot. Home sales basically so I just news item just threw me there. Biotech company offers poop in Arizona. Offers money for poop. Yes, okay. Home sales, we don't tend to get a lot of movement on. Basically, home sales are just a sign of money exchange. They're not, doesn't really tell you anything specifically happening in the economy. It's building permits which are the important thing, because the more building permits are handed out, the more construction will begin. The more construction begins, the more employment is created, and obviously you don't start construction unless there's demand for housing. So it's housing permits really, rather than sales, that actually make an impact. If the housing permit numbers come out dramatically different to forecast, then that's, you tend to get a lot of movement off of that, but not home sales. But that's out in 5 minutes anyway, so we might see a bit of volatility coming when that's released. But okay, so we've had that one pullback there. Testing the new highs again. So see if we can get an inside bar formed here. If we can get an inside bar formed, potentially we could see a rollover. Jeez, look at the NAS. It's a mission. If I stop out on this one, I'm going to call it a day. I've got this wrong today. It's long. If it's long, I don't fancy trying to get in on a pullback on this. You literally have to get in on a red candle at the moment, and that's not easy to do. So I want to see a decent pullback, but if I see a decent pullback, I'll be inclined to think our short move is starting. So not quite sure exactly how to trade this one today. Probably just, if this high doesn't hold, call it a day. I've had a fairly good week, so utter confusion at the moment in the markets. Dow's rejecting. Again, there's so much, I've said this a few times, we've got so much divergence in the indices at the minute. Not used to seeing so much divergence because we've got so many different sectors represented. The war is really impacting certain sectors, obviously, a lot more than it is others. So we're seeing a lot more divergence coming across the board. We're seeing the Dow moving completely differently to the S&P and the NAS at the minute, which is difficult because typically most traders will look at all three indices for clues as to direction, because when you see one fly in one direction, you tend to find the others will follow. There's always one that's usually leading, but at the moment we've got them moving in different directions, so it's quite hard to gauge which direction they want to go. At the moment, you'd say the market's short if you were looking at the Dow, but when you're looking at the Nasdaq and the S&P, it's a definite long, isn't it? Obviously, again, we've got divergence within these two. These two are usually hand in hand. Very tricky. On March the 28th, President Biden's budget will be released. Okay, not quite sure why that's red news, but it is. You off, Franco? Have a good one. Yeah. Get out there and enjoy life. Don't get stuck on a computer all weekend. Stuck in front of a screen all week. NAS pushing new highs. Wow. That's a 1% hit. Potentially. Okay, so we're taking out yesterday's high. New highs on the NAS. Next stop, 143.95. What a week. Look at that candle. Look at that hourly. That's amazing. Has not stopped. So yeah, big push. There's no way of getting in that long. You can't long it here. You could long it there. You've got to be brave to long it there. Otherwise, waiting for some kind of pullback, but very, very difficult to get in on that. Same with the S&P. Very hard to get into that. US home sales have just been released. Doesn't really matter what they are, but S&P the same thing. Literally push, one down candle, push, one down candle. Can't get in long. Obviously can't short it. It's just gonna chop out shorting it. Dow is now pushing up as well. I was just going to say, the Dow looks like it's putting a symmetrical triangle in. It was putting a symmetrical triangle in. Dow's pushing as well now. As is the DAX. Everything off the charts to the upside. So we obviously had a good move down. Was looking for entries short, but got stopped out of those little entries as well. I was building that small position short, but that's gone as well. So, geez, look at it. I'm just reading up on these quadruple witchings, which we've got on the third Friday of March, June, September, and December. So this is, I'm assuming this is all related to that. Quadruple witching days witness heavy trading volume, increased volume and arbitrage opportunities. Quadruple witching does not necessarily translate into increased volatility in the markets. I'd say that is. Yeah, so I guess at some point that's going to get exhausted. Quite how you would trade that back as a mean reversion, things not stopping. So pick your direction and wait for a down candle to get in long. You're going to need a very, very either whacking great huge wide stop on that, or you're going to need to get in with a very, very tight stop and make a lot of money very quickly on these moves. I think it's not the sort of trading I want to do today. Too sketchy. It's not stopping. On the M5 H1 strategy, what RSI level do you like to see before entering? So H1 M5, 75. At the moment, I'm set at 80. So I'm only taking 80s. Normally, it would be 75. Just purely at the moment because I want to make sure that I'm getting into things which are very, very, very extended. Just because of what's going on with the conflict at the moment. I'm just kind of looking to take A+ setups really, only, which will obviously mean getting into less positions and therefore potentially less reward. But I'd rather get into things that I've got a much more chance of playing out quicker. Because I want to be in the market for as little time as possible at the moment, holding. Because obviously every weekend is potentially a massive problem. But normally it would be 75. But I mean, you can play whichever level you want. Obviously, you're going to get more opportunities with lower levels, but lower levels will potentially get extended higher. Therefore, you have to sit through all of that drawdown before the pullback starts. So you get more drawdown. So really, when you're entering, all that's happening is the earlier you enter, the more drawdown you're going to potentially experience. But then if you get a very nice, orderly market, you're going to get way more positions playing out and making you money a lot faster. So there's pluses and minuses for both. My God, this thing's not stopping that. I haven't seen the NAS do that for a long time. I don't think I've ever seen the NAS do that, to be honest. Not off of the back of news, if we haven't had news. Crazy move. Similar sort of move. A-shaped recovery. Green to red day. Who knows? It's mental, isn't it? I'm so tempted to short it. I really am. This has got to breathe. Look. It's got this feeling it's going to breathe pretty hard in a minute. We've got Biden talking at the moment. He might come out in a minute and just say something crazy. I think the best, if you want to short this today, best thing to do is wait for price to push hard and sell stop under the lows, and you're going to get gathered. I mean, if you were sell stopping under the lows at the minute, you haven't got in yet. Short. Yeah, I mean, taking a short at ADR is tricky because it's a long way. I mean, yeah, I mean, if we get up there, yeah, I mean, definitely, I'd be looking to short it up there, definitely. But the problem is today we've had such a decent move to the downside. ADR is obviously a long way off. It's gonna be tricky to get to ADR today. Mind you, the way this is going at the moment. I almost want to sort of take a 2% risk short on a break and just grab one candle. That's the type of market this is. In and out, super fast. S&P short on the 4-hour 200 moving average. Yeah, I mean, if it breaks above the 72, I'd be very interested. The daily 72. I'm surprised we've made new highs today. We've got this on the S&P. We've got this resistance that we're approaching at 44.20. 80s and 20s are very reactive numbers. If we can push that, would be a good short opportunity, but Dow's making new highs. We are up at the highs. Look at this thing go. Oh, to have pressed the long button at the open and walked away and made a cup of tea for half an hour. Wouldn't that be lovely? Bruno just made 2% on the NAS move, grabbing very small pullbacks. Yeah, I mean, M1, yeah, I mean, maybe M1 pullbacks. I mean, you look on M1, it's not even touching the 20, look. It's just off to the moon. You got to be getting in on like 2 candle, 1 candle pullbacks. It's just, on an M1 chart, that's loony. Just about to get a reverse alert on M15 on the DAX. It's nearly an hour solid. Okay, S&P, we're up at resistance now. Potentially, this is where we could see the market start to step in and start selling. Want to see some signs of selling though, really. Not there at the moment, is it? Wow, when they talk about to the moon. Okay, what's that? That's 20 minutes straight up without a break at all. Going short one. I've gone in with a very high risk on this one. Starting to show a little bit of absorption at the highs. I'm just playing this off the back of the S&P reaching this high. I think we're going to get some rejection. We've had 20 minutes straight up. This thing needs to breathe, needs to pull back and gather momentum basically for another leg if it's going to go long. So I'm just playing an aggressive one. This might backfire. Dow's coming back off the highs as well. The reason I'm trading the NAS is this is obviously the NAS is always faster than everything. If these are going to come down now, this is going to come down faster as well as it goes. If it goes up as fast, it comes down as fast. So more likely to get a faster movement on this, assuming that we are going to get some rejection starting. We've had a very nice rejection at the double top on the S&P. So see if we can get an inside bar held and push down from here. Not quite sure where to go with it, but I mean, I wouldn't even want to play it down to there, to be honest. Seems too far. DAX rolling over as well. Just watching S&P at that wick. Yeah, look, this is a triple witch. It's a quadruple witching day today, not triple. This is what this volatility is. I'm assuming. It's just weird. The volatility started before the open today, which was odd. It's a lot of Globex. Orders processed just before the open. I'm going to have to put these in my calendar, these witching days. Not that you know which way to trade them, obviously, but opening range breakouts obviously are going to be the play of the day when they happen. Just holding on to this close button because this is looking bullish. We're not even going to get a red candle, I don't think, on the NAS. Okay, S&P's coming down. So I'm just watching for this wick test here to see what reaction we get on the S&P. Got 20 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. We're getting more buyers coming through. If I get back to 1% on this, I'm just going to close this out because that just pays for the 2 trades I've just lost. I'm just trying to hold it because I want to see if we can get a pop out the bottom on the S&P, which we don't seem to be at the minute. Okay, in second position now. Okay, closing the top position. That's 2.4%. It's hard to hold that. I'm going to drag the stop loss down on this just to reduce risk because I've got 1% position on. So I'm up 1.4% on the NAS. I dropped 1% though on those trades on the DAX that I was building a position on. So I'm actually pretty much break even. I'm at 1.2% today. Hard work getting that. Okay, we still haven't got down to this wick test yet. On this last down candle before this push up. I'm going to see if we fill this gap, basically. It's here, really, but it's just down here. I just want to see if we get some rejection, which we are a little bit. Dow's pushing as well. I'm just closing this out. I'm just going to close that out at 0.2 loss. Don't like it. It's too strong. Too strong. We're getting a push up on the Dow as well at that zone, so I don't want to hold that. 1% up. I'm going to call it a day there. I don't want to trade this anymore today. This is too volatile. I don't know which way this is going. That stumped me, that move out the open. Managed to claw it back, but I'm not. I don't really want to put too much risk on the table today. I'd be more inclined to say to long this today, but I don't know where it's going. And the fact that we are out of sync with the indices are all a little bit out of sync at the minute. That's the previous week's high on the NAS. So that's where I'll be looking for a double top. S&P, we just double topped on that. Yesterday's high and double top with 2 weeks ago. So these all look like good spots for shorts. Obviously 72.24 zone we're in for shorts, but obviously this unwinding of the futures contracts is causing a bit of chaos at the moment. It's a little bit too volatile for trading on the 5-minute chart. Maybe a good option is to switch up time frames today and sort of concentrate on higher time frames, M15. Look for price action on higher time frames. So you've got that little bit more confirmation of movement. They don't Chris, they don't. These aren't manipulated. These are stock purchases. These aren't manipulations in the indices. Forex, it would be, yeah, but they'll be going. I mean, yeah, data could easily react at daily highs, but I wouldn't think it's going to have much more in it today. But you never know. 45.07 weekly resistance, yeah. That's a long way off. But that's just around about ADR. If we can get up there. But if by the time we get up there, you won't have any time left to play a mean reversion trade on it. The market will be pretty much quiet by then. So I don't think it's I think today you need to pick a direction and stick with it. If you're going to pick a direction short, give yourself a maximum loss limit. I would. If you're going to play long, I'm just not quite sure where you're going to get in. 1 and 2 bar pullbacks are very, very difficult psychologically to take. We're used to movement. Trying to take a long from here. My entire being is saying we're going to pull back. But yeah, lower time frames for a 50, maybe. Who knows? Difficult. Too difficult for me to trade. I don't need to trade it today, so I'm going to call it a day there, I think, on that. But good luck if you're going to trade it. A lot of money to be made potentially this afternoon on these. We've got a lot of volatility, which means a lot of opportunities to make money, but also a lot of opportunities to lose money. You get 3 or 4 losing trades on the trot, and it makes you overtrade. Dangerous. But that looks to me like a nice long opportunity at the minute, but it also looks like a lovely double top bounce potential as well. So I'm conflicted as to which direction to go. Therefore, I'm not going to go any direction. I sit on my hands. Lots of good wicks to the upside. You can talk yourself into both directions at the minute, can't you? Very, very hard. Let's have a quick look at what's going on in the FX markets as well. Not a lot. There's very little activity on FX. We've got some movement, not massive, not like we're getting here. Pound's coming down again by the looks of things. Not happy. Aussie dollar, a little bit more strength coming through on the Aussie dollar. Beating the Swiss franc, so that Swiss franc strength looks like it's waning. Yeah, Swiss franc's coming down. Nothing much on the yen. What's that Euro Swiss doing? Putting back. So Euro Swiss is having a little bit of a pullback. God, look at that. Which way do you trade that? Oh, it's so tempting to hit the short button. Don't know. If you don't know, stay out. Even if you do know. If you do know, you're psychic. If you haven't got directional bias, you're better off not taking anything, honestly. You get chopped to bits this afternoon. Big movements on gold. It's retraced all of that on gold. Look, 61.8 retracement on the gold. Gold looks short. US dollar long. Indices short. It's not happening though, is it? Not happening. Chop. Chop, chop, chop. Right. I'm not going to trade that. It's too complicated this afternoon to trade. I like it short and I like it long at the moment. So I'm going to leave those. News-wise, this afternoon, obviously we've had everything now for this week. Looking ahead to next week, we've got nothing much on Monday. Bank holiday in Japan. We could see some yen manipulation Monday. When we get a bank holiday in Japan, we quite often get a lot of manipulation on the yen. Either way, up and down, because it's one-sided trades. So that's pretty good opportunity Monday, maybe for some yen movement. Powell in the afternoon. We got low on Tuesday in the morning. That's it. So again, there's nothing scheduled apart from talking heads early next week ahead of Wednesday. It's the budget next Wednesday. Budget can do all sorts of stuff. We've got CPI in the morning as well. But next week is basically fairly light, as you can see, news-wise. We've got PMIs next week, so a little bit of a calm week for news, unless obviously something happens with Ukraine. But yeah, it's pretty quiet next week from a news perspective. I'll be looking at the COT report over the weekend just to see what impact we've had on that. But as I say, I'm not taking a lot of bias from the COT report at the moment because we're mainly being driven by war. So I'm just waiting to see basically what happens with the conflict as to whether or not we're going to get some decent stability in the market. So until then, I'm keeping everything basically on high settings on the EA. So I'm looking for basically big, strong movements on the EA and only getting into positions which are very, very, very extended. So hourlies, I'm looking for where's it gone? 80-20s on the hourlies instead of 75-25s, and I'm looking for 75-25s on the 4 hours instead of 70-30 extensions on the RSI. So just a little bit of a tweak while we're seeing what happens. Obviously, it means I don't get into too many trades, basically, which suits me down to the ground at the minute. I'd rather be scalping these low time frames at the moment, but it's not when it's like this. If I'm right, can I get 1 year free in the live room? Yeah. You can have 1 year free in the live room if you're not right, because the live room's free. You're in it. Doesn't cost anything. Looking lovely short. Oh, I'm tempted. Not going to do it. Right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Otherwise, I'm going to trade. And I don't want to trade. I'm going to do other stuff. So good luck with any trades you do take this afternoon. Just be a little bit careful. I am building a short position on indices anyway. So I still think where we are now is where we want to be for short positions. Let me just get rid of that line. Otherwise, it's going to draw stupid on the chart. So yeah, we're nicely extended on the S&P. We're in the right area, 2472 on the NAS. DAX, same spot. Dow, same spot. The reason I'm shorting the Dow is because we are higher on the Dow. It's a little bit more extended, but they should all come down at the same time, basically. So assuming we're going to be in our bear market, this is the start of the next leg to break all these lows. So hopefully over the next week, we're going to see that starting to play out. Nice reversal starting, pullback. Is this the high of the day? Who knows? If you think it is, jump in. 70-point stop. You could have a massive drop ahead of you here. Okay, so if you're trading this afternoon, good luck. Hopefully you get a green to red day if you're going to short it. If you're long in it, hopefully it stays green. I really haven't got a clue today. This has gone completely mental. So I'll be back on Monday at 7:50 as usual, ahead of the Frankfurt session. We'll trade the DAX. Yeah, have a good weekend, and obviously good luck this afternoon if you're going to continue to trade. And I will see you guys on Monday morning. Have a good one.